फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट कि NB-IoT है क्या चीज़. NB-IoT is basically NB plus I plus T. NB means narrowband, I means internet, T means thing, internet of thing. तो NB मतलब नैरो बैंड. नैरो क्यों है? क्योंकि 200 किलोहर्ट्ज का यूज़ हो रहा है. इट इज़ यूजिंग ओनली 200 किलोहर्ट्ज. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स कॉल्ड नैरो बैंड. While we are talking about 10 megahertz, 5 megahertz, 20 megahertz, 15 megahertz, it is just taking 200 kilohertz. Why it's taking 2 kilohertz? Because it has very small things to say. It is suppose monitoring the humidity in agriculture. It has just to say this is your humidity, nothing else. Neither it need to see video. NB-IoT is not a human actually, it's a sensor. So it's not habitual for watching video or YouTube or something. It just need to send a data, digital, very bit by, which is very important data basically. So that's why it's using narrowband. Internet of thing means internet that we are giving connectivity. Internet means connectivity. So from that sensor to the tower, from tower to the core. This is the connectivity part. This RAN part and core part. This is what we are giving actually. I mean to say operator. Thing is anything. Thing is you are a thing. Our refrigerator is a thing. Agriculture is a thing. So from those things actually, it is sensing something. So a sensor is sitting over those things. For example, over your refrigerator, you think a sensor can sit. Over the agricultural land, a sensor can think. Over the atmosphere, a sensor can be there. Over a human, for example, a BP monitor or oxygen level monitor. Human is a thing actually. Over that, a sensor is sitting. The sensor is talking to the internet. I mean to say the RAN part and core part, and over the narrowband. So this is narrowband Internet of Thing. So this is table content. Okay. So we'll go for introduction, IoT introduction and NB-IoT introduction only. I'm not taking lecture for rest of the things. Just basics only. So what is IoT? IoT is the Internet of Thing actually. So NB part is not there. So IoT it basically is a sensor which can transmit the data, not necessarily over the LTE or over the narrowband. It can transmit the data over the Bluetooth also. For example, you have a watch which is monitoring your blood pressure or fever, but over the Bluetooth it is giving the detail over your mobile directly over some application. So it's not using RAN, core or any telecom operator connectivity. So that is IoT. So means it is not dependent. IoT is basically like some sort of sensors actually, which is independent of any technology. So what these sensors are doing? Sensor is sensing thing, locally processing and digitizing the data. For example, smart meter, electricity meter. They are sensing the reading. They are locally processing into a digital format, and if required, they can store the readings also of the last month, previous month, and all. Then this local storage can be sent over the network, over the internet, or over the cloud storage or cloud processing. If internet, cloud processing, cloud storage is replaced by RAN and core, then it will become NB-IoT. This network, what the network they are telling. If this network is LTE or some telecom operator network, then it becomes NB-IoT. There's one more thing, LTE-M also. And there's difference between LTE-M and NB-IoT. NB-IoT are morely static actually. The mobility is not much there. And whenever like we have a small data to send, that will come under NB-IoT. When we have little larger data to send, that will come under LTE-M. M for mobility actually. And it has a higher bandwidth. It can send higher megabyte of data, some megabyte. While here it is just kilobytes, sub-bit and byte in NB-IoT. So here we are talking NB-IoT. So let's go for NB-IoT first. So these are the sensors actually. So which can measure the value, send the raw data also, or send the process data also. If we have a complete device, it can send the process data or maybe the raw data. And very importantly, it has to be low power because they are in the field, they are in the refrigerator, for example, or so many things for a number of years. And the quantity is too huge. Suppose in an agricultural land of 1 acre, maybe we'll be putting tens of hundreds of different kind of sensors actually. So we cannot charge those sensors. It has to be like 10-year battery life, 20-year battery life, 8-year battery life, this much. So we don't need to charge it again. So that sensor has to be in a low battery power. These are protocol. Basically, MQTT is used in Nb-IoT. This is what I have seen. This is a protocol like is defined in 3GPP. It's very much similar to HTTP. It's some hi and hello, and then they ask for the certificates, security certificates. Then they agree, okay. Then they send the data, and session tear down. So IoT is a two type: cellular type and non-cellular. Non-cellular is like Bluetooth or something. Cellular means this LTE, GSM kind of. So means the sense data is digitized and sent over the cellular network. Cellular, I mean to say the telecom operators. Yeah, LTM is there. Okay, LTM based LTE evolution. NB-LTE is a narrowband one. Nb-IoT can work on GSM as well as on LTE network. LPW1 is low power WAN. On the very first point, LP WAN, LP low power and wide area. Nb-IoT can transmit it in band, guard band, or standalone. Normally, people are using it guard band basically because guard band is free. They are of no use. So and it's a small device, small band. So and it has just once in a while need to send the data. So easily can transmit the guard band. Yeah, battery life consumption has to be very low actually because it has very little to say. So tons of connection can come in under one BTS. Thousands of these sensors can come under one BTS only. Easily can be catered. Not like customers. We are in 10 megahertz bandwidth, hardly 100 200 can actively work. Actively upload and download the data easily. The device has to be low cost because it is implemented in like hundreds of thousands of devices, so it should be cost effective, otherwise people will not buy actually. Long battery life is very important, and report latency because data is important but it's not critically important. It's like if agriculture sensor is sending the data after 10 seconds also, it's not going to make any change actually. It's not that much critical that immediately every second you need to know, immediately you need to know the humidity. 10 seconds is not going to make any difference. These are the use case: smart metering, animal tracking, connected appliances like refrigerator and health parameter also, commercial properties, intruder alarms, smart city. These are the area where we have Nb-IoT services use case. So 200 kilohertz is used either in a standalone or in guard band or in band. In band, somewhere in the in band. Guard band is like where we have separation between two telecom operators. This is the basic Nb-IoT architecture. This is your device, your sensor, which is written as your user equipment. User equipment here is a sensor basically. which is sensing and sending the device over the uh, IoT UU link, the air interface, to the RAN. The RAN is basically supporting the Nb-IoT. We don't need to put separate eNode B. The same eNode B will have the feature enabled for the Nb-IoT. So that's it will go to eNode B. From eNode B, it is going to go to MME and signaling gateway. That's the same treatment will be given, and data will be break out at this signaling gateway and forwarded to IoT services. IoT services, basically IoT platform is there, and softwares are there, so which is going to treat the data the way we wish. Actually, suppose smart metering has to be forwarded to, the data has to be formatted and forwarded to the electricity department, so it will forward to electricity department. These are the separate bandwidth.